And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all feeling well. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. This was a real last minute live, something that I felt that I wanted to do. I've promised you guys for quite some time now that I'd be coming live a lot more often than I used to in the earlier part of this year. That's exactly what I've been doing over the past month, over the past 2 months. There's been a lot of live streams, and here's how it goes. Every single time I have an idea, I generally write it down in this journal. But then there are some times where the ideas flow in so fast and there's so much going on. I'm like, okay, I need to get this out. I want to get this out. I feel like it's coming through for a reason. I want to share it. And that's where these live streams come in. So late last night, I said, I think I'm going to do a live tomorrow. I'm all about transformation right now. I've been about transformation for the past couple of months. As you all know, I did my 30-day fast. That was incredible. I did a 7-day liver cleanse. That was incredible. I'm going through my own processes right now in the most incredible way. And here we are to speak about not just all of that, but what each and every one of you can do as well. And I wanted to give that to you because you guys subscribe to this channel for a reason. From my understanding, and you tell me, but I think you subscribe to this channel because you want different types of information. Or better yet, while I give the things that I think, I'm going to ask you, why are you guys subscribed to this channel? What do you hope to get out of it? But while you share that, I want to give you my vision, my mission, what I really do. It's all about how can we elevate ourselves in the best possible way? How can we have proper thought, aligned thought, positive emotions, positive words that reflect those thoughts and emotions? And how can we really make transformation and elevating and connecting, as somebody said here, connecting to our higher selves, something that's easier instead of something that needs to be this confusing thing that you have to be a guru to figure out and you got to master it for like 60 years in order to get there. I don't believe that to be true. Now, I'm not saying that if you don't study something and do your best to master it over 60 years, you can't get really far. Of course you can. All I'm saying is I think you can get far in a very short period of time as well, because I don't think the time period matters. I think it's what you do in that time period that matters. And the vision that's coming to me right now that I want to share with all of you is what's on a tombstone. On a tombstone, you have the date you were born and the date you died. And there was a quote somewhere, and I don't remember who shared it, but that quote was something about not how long you live, but what you do in between that dash. Because what's separating your birth date from your death date on that tombstone? And that is a dash. That dash is what makes everything profound or not profound. It's what makes everything significant or insignificant. My question for all of you right now is, what are you doing with that dash? Are you making that dash something worthwhile, or are you wasting that dash that was a blessing given to you from up above? So the title of this live is This is How You Transform. New Year, New You, and a step-by-step blueprint. Now, I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of things from a script with the mind and so on and so forth. Although if I did, I would tell you today we're going to be speaking about the nature of reality. We're going to be speaking about the mechanism of consciousness. We're going to be speaking about the universal laws in the formless realm. We're going to be speaking about the internal methods to transform, like emotion, manifestation, in invisible world. I'd share things like the external methods, like environmental design, your energetic influences. I'd be speaking about things like divine will, fear, hardships, the hidden dimensions. I'd be speaking about the human body, habits, daily practices for transformation. But instead of going through all of that point by point, what I wanted to do today was a little different. Forget outlines, forget scripts, forget linear ways of doing things. Let's talk about the heart. Let's speak from the heart. And wherever it goes, it will go. So, what is transformation? If you want to transform, you first have to understand what transformation truly is. And the core of transformation equates to change. Now, I start there because there's a lot of people that don't like change. You may want to transform, but there are two parts to you, at least in this life. There's the higher self, and there's the ego self. And the ego self is not a bad part of you. It's actually a very important part of you that keeps you alive and keeps you motivated in this physical realm. It's also the part of you that when a bear is chasing you, you run because your higher self knows that death is an illusion. Your ego self thinks that death is the end. So it creates this fear response that makes you run and the adrenaline pumps and you keep going. Ego is not a bad thing. The question is, are you using it in an aligned way or are you using it in a destructive way? And what we're going to be talking about today is using it in a productive way, using it in an aligned way, because that is how you transform. But the first step is accepting change. So my question for all of you is, do you accept change? Are you ready to change? Are you ready to do what it takes to let the old version of you die and the new version of you be birthed? That means that a death will occur, not a physical death, an identity death. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what parts of you are you identified with that may not be in your best interest moving forward? Now, I'll give you some examples. Thoughts like, I'm not pretty enough. I hear that from women all the time. Why? Is that something that's productive for you moving forward? Because last I checked, there was no such thing as something that's ugly in nature. Because nature is perfect and it's beautiful, and its uniqueness is what makes it beautiful. So outside of the identifications, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I can't do that, I'm not a good speaker, all of these things, I hear them all the time. And as I said in the last live, and I'll say it again, that is bullshit. It's not true. You may make it true through what you identify with, but it is not true. What's true is what you make to be true, and your beliefs are then expressed in your external reality. Change is imperative. Change is the most important thing to accept if you want to transform, because fundamentally within transformation is change. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to do what it takes? We're heading into a new year. We're heading into 2026. Now, new years are also identities, because what is a year? We made it up. We've identified a year as the amount of time it takes for the earth to revolve around the sun once in one cycle. But that's still something somewhat arbitrary that we've called a new year, because when does that year start? What is January 1st? We made it up. We made it all up. And that's not a bad thing. What that means is we need to understand or ask ourselves, are the things we are making up productive or destructive? Now, practically speaking, we are heading into a new year. And with a new year, we've created this system of setting resolutions. We've created this system of saying, in this new year, it's going to be a new chapter, and we're ready to go. So that's coming in about 3 weeks. And you don't have to wait 3 weeks for that to happen. As a matter of fact, I think you could start preparing from now. What do you want this year to look like? What do you want this new year to be filled with? And are you waiting for January 1st to do it? Because if you are, you're going to fail. Or are you just going to start now, not on December 4th or December 5th or December 6th, now? And if you start preparing for that now mentally, your preparation is a declaration of what you will see in the new year. You understand how that whole thing works? So when you say new year, new you, and how all of that works, I just put that in the title because people say that all the time. But it's not the new year that's bringing a new you. It's the present you that's choosing to take certain actions in this present moment. Every time I prepare for a fast, if I prepare for the 30-day fast that I just did, I'm mentally prepared for that for a few months. I wanted to be ready for that mentally, knowing what I was going into, declaring through my preparation, this is exactly what I'm about to do. And it didn't start with 30 days, it started with 21. But on the 21st day, I was so ready that I extended by another 9 days. And I didn't even say I'm going to do another 9 days. I just said, let me keep going till tomorrow. And that was easy. So there was another tomorrow. And that was easy. So there was another tomorrow. And it kept going and going and going. One of the main techniques that I use right now, and they help, and it helps so much. And I'm sharing this with you because I wanted to help you as well, is what I like to call the step-by-step method. Sometimes when we want to do something big, it overwhelms us, and then we end up procrastinating because it's so much and it's so scary that we don't even start. And we don't even start because it's so much and it's so scary. Well, then what is the key to starting other than starting? Maybe changing the thing that scares you. Instead of looking at everything in one shot, because even the other day I did that. I'm working on a really, really big project right now. And it overwhelmed me so much the whole day I was just freaking out. And then I picked up my handy dandy journal and I said, hey, why don't I take my own advice for a second? Why don't I take this step by step? And why don't I just do what I need to do now? And then I took the entire project and I broke it up into buckets. And then I chose which bucket I'm going to focus on today and which bucket I'm going to focus on tomorrow. But first, let me focus on what I'm going to focus on today. Now, here's what's really cool. When I did that, I didn't care about what I was going to do the day after. What I thought was going to take me weeks to finish is now going to be done by tomorrow. Not because the project changed, but because my perspective on the project changed. And the step-by-step method, the step-by-step technique is exactly what I did to get there, and it's what you can do too. So all of you are dealing with little things along the way. Some of them are little, some of them are big. Some of you are dealing with weight problems, right? You want to lose weight. You want to lose 100 pounds. I've said this many times. I'll say it again. Don't tell yourself you want to lose 100 pounds. That's a really, really big and hard task to achieve because it's so big, you may be overwhelmed and you may just quit. Have little wins along the way. How do you do that? You change your benchmarks and milestones, not to lower your standard, but to hack the way that you're going to get to your ultimate goal. So instead of saying, I want to lose 100 pounds, say, I want to lose 5. 5 pounds you could lose in a week. And guess what? When you achieve that 5-pound loss that you were aiming for, you'll have so much motivation to keep going that you're going to lose another 5. And then at that point, you've lost 10. Now you're saying, okay, now I want to lose another 5. It's only 50% of what I've done. Let's keep going. And wait a second, now I want to lose another 5. And now it's only another 33% of what I've already done. So of course it's easy. And it gets easier and easier and easier, not because the ultimate goal changed, but because the way that you're getting there is kind of hacked in a more productive way. And now instead of having one win at a 100-pound loss, you have 20 wins, 5 pounds along the way each time. This is how you transform. This is one of the keys to transformation. This is one of the things that if you bring with you, not into the new year, but starting right now, moving towards the new year, and then bring it with you into the new year, you will get incredible results. Now, when it comes to transformation, you guys have heard me say this many times. That is why I'm hosting the big event. I'm hosting that event in January for this purpose exactly. There's live stream options. There's in-person options. But many of you kind of voted on something the other day. And I want to bring that something to your attention because we're doing it. I'm going to ask you all, if you could get a +1 for free to come to this event with you, when you get one ticket, you get another ticket free to bring whoever you want, would you do it? I'm going to ask you guys watching here right now, would you do that? Because last live, tons of you said yes. Tons of you asked for it. As a matter of fact, after the live, I got a bunch of emails saying, please make that happen. So that's exactly what we did. Now, that doesn't impact the live stream. The live stream is the live stream. 3 days, you can get your ticket. There will be a link in the description below this video if it's not already there. But for those of you who want to come in person, now, right now, when you get your in-person ticket to this event, you do get a +1 for free. And it's called the buy one, get one special. It's in honor of the holidays. I want to see you guys take advantage of that. We're going to have a fully stacked room. We're going to have all of you there in person, thousands of you there on the live stream, but really nothing gets better than the in-person thing. Because in person, and this is another fun part outside of everything that we're going to teach, with myself, Robert Grant, Dr. Brian Artist, Dr. Ed Group, Aaron Abke, Pete Heibloom, so on and so forth. Here's what I'm really looking forward to. There's going to be a raffle that's giving away a free cube and another raffle that's giving away a free pyramid. And when you're there in person, you're automatically entered to win. As a matter of fact, that's the only way that you could win. But before we even get there, check this out. In 5 days from now, there's a massive live giveaway. I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you tuned into the last giveaways that TLS did? The times where TLS gave away cubes, pyramid, even a chair. And there are people all around the world that won those prizes, won those giveaways. And a bunch of people said, well, how do we, get another giveaway? And they are doing another giveaway. And that giveaway is happening in 5 days. And this is part of how you transform, because the technology will help you. And it's being given away, no strings attached. And here's what you got to do. Tune in write this down right now, literally write it down, put it on your phone, in your calendar, whatever you got to do. On December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, a cube is being given away for free. A pyramid is being given away for free. You don't need to be subscribed, although please subscribe to my channel. You don't need to be subscribed. You don't need to pay for anything. You don't need to enter emails anywhere. You just need to be there live. A cube is giving away for free. A pyramid is being given away for free. And there will be a third prize. And that third prize is a surprise. No pun intended. And by the way, it's something you guys have never seen before. It's something that will blow your minds when you see it. It's something that's never been done before. It's something that 44 of you are going to be able to get a chance to get, but one person will be getting it for free. So on December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, there's going to be a third prize being given away, and maybe a fourth, let's see. But a third prize being given away. And it's a very, very big one. Over $30,000 of prizes are being given away on December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I want to see you guys there. Make sure to tune in. Now, let's get back on track. Transformation also starts within. Now, what do I mean by that? And I'm going to share vague personal experiences, not because I want to give you the story of my life, but because I use my own personal experiences to teach people certain things as well, because what better way to teach from certain experiences that you've gone through. I want you to write in the comments, and I think everybody will be able to say yes for this one. Comment yes in the comments if you've been wronged by somebody over the past 5 years and you're still dealing with how that feels. You still have anger towards the situation. Even if it's 1%, you're still thinking somewhat about that situation. It could have been a month ago, could have been a year ago, could have been 5 years ago, could have been even more. And I'm already seeing a bunch of people say yes. The reason why I knew a lot of people are going to say yes is because that happens to everybody. Now, when it comes to a key point of transformation, those people that did whatever they did to you from the 30,000-foot view are teachers. Imagine that. The people that you dislike the most are your teachers. And by the way, I'm speaking from my own personal experience as well. I've had people wrong me big time over the past 12 months. And in the beginning, I was super angry. I was super upset. I was super like, why? Why? Why would they do such a thing? And the process that I've been through was a hard process, but a beautiful process. I'm saying was because I'm on the other side of it. And I want to share with you what I did, because you can do it too. And it's imperative to transformation. It's imperative to evolution. Not only must you find a place to forgive those actions, but you must also find the place within you that you had those actions as a reflection of yourself. And that may be uncomfortable because we all like playing the victim, right? You're not the victim. You're a creator of your own reality. And yes, even when people do things to you, that is a reflection and expression of your own inner state. And the most powerful thing you can do beyond forgiveness is send love. I've done that over the past few months, internally, not externally, internally. I sat there and I envisioned all these people that I could come up with in my head. And I said, I am sending you so much love. Because having anger towards those individuals will only hurt you. And it's only going to keep you in a lower place. And we don't need that if we want to change the world. We don't need that if you want to live a better life. You don't need that if you want to live a higher quality life. And I know it's hard. It was hard for me. But when you understand the fundamental truth of how transformation actually happens, when you understand the fundamental truth that your external reality is a reflection, expression of your internal reality, you understand that it's all an internal game. And as uncomfortable as it may be, find a place to forgive. You don't need to forget anything, because if you forget, you lose the lessons. Forgive. And find the place within you that invited those situations, because it did. Invited those situations to teach you a lesson, not as a punishment, but to help you evolve to even higher places. Now, somebody said, I send love, but keep my distance. Absolutely. Always have boundaries. Sending love doesn't mean being friends. Sending love means from a distance having compassion, saying, I can understand where you're coming from. Now, for those of you that say, well, this person did something really bad to my daughter or my family or whatever it is. Well, yeah, having compassion could mean understanding that that person was abused as a kid themselves. That doesn't justify their actions. It means that it makes it easier for you to not hold on to something that's going to hurt you. And by the way, the greatest thing you can do to an individual that you may call your enemy is succeed in your own right. Be the happiest person you can be. Because anything else is letting that energy, that thing win. And you don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to fight, because it's not about winning or losing. It's about finding peace within yourself. We could talk about transformation all day, every day, but it really does come down to a few basic things. Find peace within yourself. Find that place to have compassion for others. Try to see where other individuals are coming from. Even if you don't agree, just try to understand it. And then keep moving forward. Because movement is what creates health. And stagnation is what creates disease. That doesn't mean life is going to be easy. That doesn't mean it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. As a matter of fact, why would you want life to only be sunshine and rainbows? Then it's not life. Life is supposed to be full of obstacles. It's supposed to be full of challenges. Because those obstacles and challenges give you the energy and the fuel to keep moving forward and become the best version of yourself. And that's exactly what we're going to be teaching in the transformation event. 3 days next month in Miami, Florida. Only, guess what? We're going to go a whole lot deeper. We're going to turn it from principle and philosophy into application and action. And that's why tuning into that event is so important. So I'll finish with this. I love you all immensely. I thank you for being a part of this movement and this community and this mission with me. I thank you for being patient with me through the times where I've been less available and the times that I've been more available. And I thank you for giving me space to be able to go through my journeys and my processes, to then use that and transmute that energy into lessons and write more books and teach more workshops, because that's literally the purpose of my life. That's what I've dedicated it to, and that's what I will continue doing throughout my entire life. With that, I ask you, come to the event I want to see you guys there. It's going to be absolutely incredible. There is a buy one, get one free opportunity right now. Go to my website, jasonshirka.com. And with your ticket to the event, you get to bring a +1 for free for a limited time. Make sure to get your ticket to the event. You will get your +1 when you use the promo code BOGO, BOGO. Buy one, get one, BOGO. BOGO is the promo code to use at checkout. You will get a +1 for free. And like I see some people saying, there is always a way when there's a will. Don't give yourself the excuses of, I can't, I have work, I can't, I have this. No, you can. And if you're serious about transforming, do it. Because that is the declaration that will make this next year and the years that follow the best years of your life. Because you are declaring to the universe and literally taking action to say, I am ready, I am here, let's do this thing. Go to my website, jasonshirka.com. If you can't join in person for any reason, get your live stream tickets. But if you can, use the promo code BOGO, BOGO at checkout. It will give you a +1 for free. Let's have an incredible time at this event and make sure to tune in for the live giveaway December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I love you all immensely. I appreciate you all. God bless you, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.